Hello and welcome to your daily practice. Today's practice will be a well-rounded practice that will aim to stretch and strengthen the major parts of your body, like your hips, shoulders, chest, and back. I intend for this to be about 45 minutes to 50 minutes long, after which I will segment each part of the practice so you can have it in a shorter form to practice it by yourself. Hope you enjoy. Let's begin. Come to the top of your mat. Allow your knees to bend softly and start to lay over top of your legs. This is ragdoll. Rock yourself from side to side, gradually inviting in the opening in the backs of your legs and hips. The head is hanging as if it would fall off your shoulders if it wasn't for your neck holding it on there. And start to release your jaw. Take a few breaths here, just easing your way into it. And you're going to spin your left toes to the left. Bring your hands over, frame your toes so your feet are perpendicular. Take a breath in and stretch your chest forward. On your breath out, lay out over top of your leg. Your head comes down. Again, breathe in, lift the chest out. Exhale, lay over the leg. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale yourself back through center. Turn your toe forward and turn your right toe to the right. Your hands frame your foot. You breathe in, the chest lifts. As you breathe out, you fold. Again, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more breath in. Breath out. And walk your hands back to center. Your feet are straight away. On an inhale, stretch your chest directly forward. And grab your ankles. As you exhale, use your arms a little bit. Let your head come down. Put a little more stretch into your legs. And soften your knees. And begin to roll up your spine as you lift up on your navel and your waist. Stretch the arms out to the side. Full inhale, reach the arms up, lifting the waist. Exhale, arms come back down by your side. Mountain pose. On a breath in, stretch your arms up. Exhale, start to lean forward, out and down, forward bend, palms to the floor. Inhale, stretch the chest out. Exhale, walk yourself into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels up as high as they can go. Exhale, press them back towards the floor. Then take a breath in, let the heels rise. Exhale, drop them over to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, drop them to the right. Breathe in, lift straight up. Exhale, push back and down. You'll look toward your navel. Start to lift up your heels. Slowly round your spine forward into high plank. The exhale, begin to bend the elbows real slow, so you have to work through the chest until you touch the floor flat. And slide your hands right back next to your ribs. Start to roll your shoulders back. Extend the spine forward and up towards upward facing dog, cobra variations. Exhale back over top of your toes towards downward facing dog. Bring your feet close together. The breath in, raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, step your foot up between your hands. Take a breath, lift your chest forward. On the exhale, round your back, the head drop. Inhale, the hips drop a little bit, the heart lifts. Exhale, pull the heart towards your back, the hips rise some. One more inhale. And exhale. Just slowly awakening the hips. On the breath in, step your feet together, top of your mat, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise up until you feel the ceiling just above your fingers. Exhale, arms come down, mountain. Inhale, when you're ready, rise up. Exhale, start to descend down. Breathe in, lift your chest. Step the right foot back as you breathe out. Inhale, extend the spine forward and out. Exhale, flex it around and in. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Now, three-legged downward dog. Reach your left leg up and back on the breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring yourself out to high plank. Exhale, lower down, all the way to the ground. So you can set your hands back as you rise through cobra, shoulders back, let the spine keep rising all the way to the top of your head. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Feet close together. Inhale, left leg up to the ceiling. And your breath out, step your foot up between your hands. Drop your back heel down so your feet are a little bit wider, a little shorter, but the front leg is straight. You're up on your fingertips. Take a breath, lift your chest forward. On the exhale, walk your hands out and start to lay over your front leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, let it drop. More breath in, breath out. Then inhale, step your feet together. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up through reaching mountain. Exhale, arms come down, mountain pose. Inhale when you're ready, reach up. Exhale, fold out and down. Take a breath, stretch the chest forward. Exhale, step your left foot back in a similar fashion as before. Inhale, stretch the heart out. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up and out. Exhale, fold. Some more breath in. Breath out. Three-legged dog. Push into your hands. Right leg up to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale yourself up and out through high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale through your arms up towards the ceiling, upward dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Feet close together. Inhale your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. And take a breath in. Reach the right arm straight up. As you breathe out, reach the arm overhead as you spin your toes to the left and the back knee bends for side lunge. On the inhale, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling as you gaze out to the top of your mat. Exhale, stay low as you come forward. Low warrior one stance with the arms stretched out as far as they can go. Take a breath, lift your chest forward. On your breath out, step your back foot up, deep squat. Turn your palms up and start to squeeze your knees into your arms as you push your arms back into your knees. And then begin to lift your hips up. The chest stays lifted towards your fingers. And as you press into your heels, start to tuck your tailbone underneath of you so you can eventually rise all the way up. Take a breath in, up to your fingers. On the exhale, the arms come down by your side. Spin the toes directly forward. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, spine extends out. Exhale, right foot steps back. Inhale your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, overhead. As the back heel drops down, the toes spin to the right. Side lunge. The right knee bend. Take a breath in, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come back around to your low warrior one stance. The arms reach out as far as they can, like downward dog. Take a breath, lift your chest. Exhale, let the head and shoulders come down. As you breathe in, slide your hands back so your knee is pressing into your left arm, and then tip your weight forward onto your arms so you can lift your left heel off of the ground. Start to bend the elbows a little bit so you dive the chest forward. And then on an inhale, reach the left knee up to the ceiling. Arms straight, three-legged dog, open hip. And you're going to start to tip the leg, almost like you're going to flip all the way into your right side, but just let the leg hang. And then on your exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet close. On an inhale, raise the left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee. And now this time, if you're feeling up for it, go ahead and start to flip your dog to the right. The right leg will stay straight. And you'll use your left hand, start to pick up on your right hip so you face hip extension. And then reach the arm straight up to the ceiling. Now as you lift up, thrust the hips upwards and start to lift the left knee up toward your fingers. The top arm reaches overhead, eventually back to the floor. Your knee comes around to your opposite elbow. Extend the leg out to the side. Then take the right arm, stretch it up to the ceiling and overhead. As you breathe out, let the hand come back to the floor. Sweep your left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. On your breath out, step your foot between your hands. Warrior one. With the inhale, rise up through your arms. Exhale, hands behind your back. Take a breath, lift up your chest. On the breath out, reach out like you're aiming your nose for your inner ankle. And inhale, as your heart lifts forward, stretch the arms out. Exhale, deep squat. Palms reach forward. Now start to hug the knees up onto your arms. Place your palms down. Lift up your heels. Tip your shoulders out beyond your fingers so you can start to feel crow. And then slowly lift up on your left heel and then your right heel. Take a breath in. On the exhale, bring your feet right back where you got them from. Inhale your palms forward. Start to press into your heels to rise. Inhale, reach the arms up, hook your thumbs. Exhale, let the head drop down. And take a breath in. Lift the heart towards the fingers. Exhale. Arms by your sides. All right, turn your feet forward. When it's time, inhale, lift up your arms. Exhale, swan dive out till your palms touch the floor. Take a breath, stretch your chest out. Exhale, step your left foot back. Warrior one stance. Inhale, both arms rise up towards the ceiling. Exhale. They come behind your back. Take a breath. Lift up. Exhale. Humble warrior. Head, heart, all come down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release the arms, hands down. Tip forward so you can balance your knee on the back of your arm. Start to bend the elbows. When you get about halfway down, inhale, press the knee back up. Three-legged dog. The knee bends and start to drift over to your left. So you can drop the right foot down just behind the left knee. Right hand underneath of your hip. Start to peel the hip straight up towards the ceiling. Reach straight up through your arm. And then begin to lift up on the right knee and foot. Top arm reaches overhead. Hand comes to the floor. Bring your knee to opposite elbow. Extend the leg out to the side. From your feet, press your hips straight up. Arm lifts up. And the arm starts to reach overhead. You feel the waist extension. Hand back to the floor. Three-legged dog, right leg up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, come out to high plank. Exhale, lower down, half or all the way. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you need to, let your knees drop down. You take a rest in child's pose. That's the end of the warm-up, or the sun salutations, however you like to think about that. We'll move now into the second part, deeper stretches, standing series. So from your child's pose, you'll tuck your toes, and you'll start to lift up on your knees and roll your spine out to high plank. On the breath out, bend the knees, reach your hips up and back towards downward facing dog. And bring your feet close. On an inhale, raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Eyes to warrior one. Let a breath or two come as you settle. Remember, always look forward if your neck is any bit sore or if the shoulders are tight. Let the hands come apart. You can even have your hands out wide. Find the right angle for you. Gradually, the arms will shift by your side. The chest lifts forward. You're going to lift the back leg up. So you're in a standing warrior 3 or T balance. The arms keep lifting up and the back leg keeps lifting. Rising through the chest. Balanced on just one foot. Start to angle yourself down. The hands come down to the floor. Standing split. The right hand will walk out in front of you a little bit. You'll gradually roll the left hip and leg open towards the ceiling. We're forming half moon. Good inner hip, inner groin opener. Left arm eventually reaches straight up to the ceiling. Give it a few breaths. You can find the angle here of the arm so it feels more like a waist opener on the left side. And then as you need to, top arm comes down to the ground as you step your top foot back long towards a warrior two. Warrior two foot pattern. The left arm retraces its way back up towards the ceiling so you can arrive in a warrior two. On an inhale, reach both arms straight up towards the sky. Exhale, start to press the palms down towards the floor. Keep letting them come down below the navel so you can inhale back up towards the heart. On your exhale, reach straight out. Then take a breath, reach the front arm up and back. Exhale, cartwheel that hand down to the ground. Let the top arm follow through the angle till that hand touches the top corner of your mat. Then spin your toes to the right. So you're on the outer edges of your feet. Your right hand comes back behind you. You can use a block there too. You're going to lean back onto your hands like upward dog and start to lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Begin to press into your feet so you can start to lift up the right hip. The body arcs and the top arm reaches overhead. Again, you find the angle. On the breath out, lower the hand, pivot the toes to the left. Now here, try to drop the right forearm down just under your shoulder. The hand is fine too. And then inhale, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. You feel the twist. Exhale, walk back to the top. Your right foot. Lower your back knee down. Right hand onto the top part of your thigh. Reach your left palm directly forward. Start to draw back through the navel and bring your arm across your thigh for a twist. Bring your knuckles or palms together. Top elbow towards the ceiling. A couple breaths here. Think as you inhale, lift the spine long, like off of your hips. And as you exhale, twist. One more breath. Top arm reaches straight up if it can. On the breath out, lower your hand. Stand up tall. 5-pointed star. Feet are wide as your hands. Then bring your hands to your hips. Push down a bit, lift up on your chest. As you exhale, soft knees. Start to push forward. You're going to push your hips back as you reach the chest forward. And then the hands slide down right under the elbows. And just like you're doing chaturanga, start to push into the arms a little bit. Let the head come down. You might need a little bit more to work with, so you walk your hands a little bit further back. Exhale fully. Then you take a breath into the middle of your back. And exhale, let that go. Then soften the knees. Just like you're going into a squat. Take your breath, lift the heart forward. Exhale, walk back around to the top of your mat. Frame your toes. Raise the right leg up to the ceiling. It gets up there, bend the knee, open the hip. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring yourself out to high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, upward facing. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Feet close together. Inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. The breath out, step the left foot forward. Warrior one. A couple breaths to rise and arrive. Find the arm motion that works for you. All of these are acceptable, including even hands to your hips, just like the hips do the work. And in a moment, start to reach the arms back as you tip forward. Warrior three. Back leg lifts. Heart lifts. Arms lift. And it's going to be a gradual descent. So as the back leg lifts, the chest stays out. You start to hinge at the left hip, almost totally facing downwards. And then the hands come down, standing split. And as the top leg keeps rising, come onto your left fingertips or palm. Start to roll the right hip up towards half moon. Right leg keeps lifting. You feel the balance. Reach the right arm straight up towards your ceiling. Now the trick is lean back a little bit with the chest, but push the hips forward as you do that. Maybe the gaze lifts. Full breath in. And as you exhale, top knee starts to bend as you step back long towards warrior two. Unwind the arms. Inhale both arms straight up to the ceiling. Exhale, let the arms start to come down past the shoulders, past the hips, just below the navel. And then inhale, open palms up towards the heart. And exhale, the arms out. Spread through the fingers. Take a breath in, reach the top arm up and over. On the breath out, reach the top arm out beyond your toes, just to the side of your foot. The top arm or the back arm rather, follows the circle around the ceiling through the angle pose until you find the top corner of your mat. Spin your toes to the left. Reach your left arm back. Fingertips to the ground or the block behind you. And start to lift your chest with that little twist there. You press into your feet. Start to lift the hips. Extend your arm up overhead. On your breath out, pull yourself to the right. The right knee bends the side runner's lunge. You drop your left elbow or hand to the ground. Stretch the right arm up as high as it goes. One breath in. And then exhale. Slide yourself back to the top, your left foot. Right knee drops. Left hand to your thigh. Reach your right palm forward. Draw back to your navel as you bring your arm across the leg for a deeper twist. Your knuckles or palms come together. On the inhale, you lift the spine off of the waist. On the exhale, you pull the abdominal muscles in a tiny bit and you rotate the chest up towards the ceiling. And then take a breath where you open the arms, you open the chest, deepens the twist. Full breath in. And as you exhale, the back arm dissolves into the front arm. Stand yourself up, 5-pointed star. The arms drift behind your back. Fingers spin up to the shoulders. You're going to start to press the palms together. Reverse prayer. Now sometimes that doesn't work. You can press knuckles together or even take opposite elbows. As much up on the elbows as you can. Whatever kind of bind you have, lean back against it. Lift the chest. And then start to bend your knees a little bit as you reach your bum back. You hinge forward, but the emphasis here is to keep your shoulders back. Shoulders away from your ears. I'll stay like this, or if you practice the headstand, lower your forearms down or your hands down, any variation that you're comfortable with, and start to float your legs up towards the ceiling. Feet come together at the top. You feel the balance there. It's nice to have the weight come off your legs and hips. You start to open them up again until you bring them right back where you got them from. Everyone's knees will soften as you spin back to your left foot. Frame the toes. 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, bring yourself out through high plank. Exhale, lower down half or all the way. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, child's pose. So I'll sit right back there. Now, stay here for a couple breaths. That's the end of the second part. We'll go on to the third part. So in child's pose, swing your legs out in front of you. Bring your left foot into tree pose. I'll actually give you a slightly different vantage point here. Sorry for any scratchiness on the... I'm going to take the mic out and put it off to the side. It might be better. We'll see. So anyways, you got your foot in tree. Right hand is right next to your hip. Left arm reaches up. And you're going to aim to catch the outside of your front foot. Bend your knee if you can't reach the foot. Then push down into your right hand and start to rotate your chest a bit up towards the ceiling like you're twisting. And then bring that hand to the inside of your foot. Start to bend your elbows. Let your head come towards your knee. And you're going to bring your breath to your left hip. We're going to try to bring the left hip around. You can see here I'm pointing and flexing my front foot a little bit. If you do that, it helps change the focus in the leg and loosen the muscles out. One more breath. And start to rise. Bend the lead knee a little bit so you can slide the bottom knee, the left knee right underneath of it. Bring this foot right over top so you're in a sitting twist. You might need to sit on a block or a pillow to get your hips up higher. Your left arm is going to wrap around your knee, draw the knee in towards your chest, and start to lift the chest straight up. lean a little bit towards the right hip, so it does get somewhat of an exclusive stretch. But you'll be feeling this in all sorts of places, and that's fine. So you can stay like this with the rotation to the right, or bring your arm outside of your thigh and reach both hands to the ground. Left hand is forward, the right hand is all the way back there behind me. You can see that. And then start to lift up on the chest again, and you might be able to rotate a little more to the right. Another breath or so. And you'll keep your legs just how they are. Bring your hands to the opposite side. Bend the elbows and go ahead and lower your chest like you're doing a push-up for the counter stretch. And then come back up. Switch out the legs, extend the left leg out. Bring your right foot into tree. Left hand just outside of your hip as the right arm reaches up. Reach for the outside of your lead foot. Pull back with your shoulder blades so the chest lifts. And then bring your back arm around. Oh, I forgot the little twisting part. Push down to the left arm. Try to bring your chest through. That's pretty important. If you haven't felt that, make sure you get that twist there. And then bring the left arm around. Elbows are a bit bent out to the side. And even as you fold forward, the emphasis is draw your shoulder blades back. That drawing the shoulder blade back lifts the chest. Head comes down. All the while now you're breathing into the right hip. And after this last breath here, this next breath, start to rise back up. Slide the right leg under, left leg over and around. This version of the seated twist. If my left hip is on the floor, if yours isn't, put a block under your right hip for support. Right arm wraps around the front of the shin knee there. My left hand is gripping my wrist, and I'm pulling the knee towards my chest as I rotate towards the left. Stay like this, mighty fine place. Or arm outside the leg, and then you get a little more torque there. Only if you need it. One more breath. And counter twist. Legs stay as they are. Arms come out to the side. You bend the elbows. And we rise. Bring the legs out into a V. Reach the toes up to the ceiling and slightly back. And just start to reach your arms out as far as they can go. And if you find that your hips can't really fold forward like this, or they're not rotating as well, obviously use your core to do this, but put a block underneath of your hips, and that usually helps you tip forward. So you're coming out, you're laying out as much as it lets you. And we rise. I'm going to change my position here for the last little part of this. Both legs straight out in front. I want you to try to keep your knees pressing down as much as you can. The arms stretch out. Reverse roll down. Chin towards the chest. You're going to try to roll your low back down to the ground first, followed by the mid back. And then the upper back, shoulders, head, and the arms are going to keep reaching overhead. And you just relax. The legs go limp and the toes turn out and the arms relax. Full body breath just to see where you are and how you're feeling. And when you're ready, bend the knees, bring the feet in just under the knees. You know if it's good if your fingers can touch your heels. Slide up a little bit. Good. And then very importantly, first lifts up the tailbone and sacrum. The belly keeps drawing in towards the low back as the low back lifts. You feel very supported and stable here. The mid back will start to lift, but the ribs start to draw in. And then the arms stretch overhead. So you're going for more of a plank feeling at first in your core, but with a nice feeling of stretch across your hip flexors or the front of your hips and your thighs. Okay? And then we can go into the more yoga type of bridge where we go for a back bend. Interlace your fingers, and you can start to reach the middle spine. Or you can think about reaching the ribs and the chest up towards the ceiling, the sternum up towards the ceiling. See if you can get a nice curve in the middle part of your back that normally isn't curved this way. So you're more than welcome to stay here. You want to try to come up onto your hands. Place your hands next to your ears. Give it a little push so you can get your top of the head on the ground. And then slide your hands back so your palms go flat. And use your legs to start to lift you up onto your arms. And you might have to do a little bit of a swing here, where you just bend the knees a bit and then straighten them to get the low back to feel like it can do this movement. And the middle back also to warm up. Arms and shoulders. When you find a comfortable place, take 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to come down, the knees bend, chin towards the chest, so you're looking towards the ceiling. And you're going to try to roll down your back, very similar as when you came up. Top to middle, lower, and then to the bottom. Arms come out to the sides. And just to negotiate your way through that feeling in the low back, you just rock your knees from side to side. This just opens up the SI joints, or those little dimples you have in your low back that can often feel tight when you do a back bend, or just in your regular life they could feel tight. So you let that work its way through. You bring your knees into your chest very slowly, because this also could feel, you'll be feeling this in your hips and low back after a big back bend like that. You rock a little bit from side to side. Take the happy baby. Grab the big toes. You're going to direct the breath down into your pelvis, even into your hip sockets, where your thigh bones come in. And they attach to the outsides of your hips. Try to breathe down there. And then you'll let your soles of your feet come together. Hold on to your knees as you guide the outer edges of your feet down. Your knees are open. Arms out to the side a bit. And just gradually slide the legs out across your floor until the legs come to straight. And then with a little flick in your toes, your heels are on the ground. If you do this somewhat quickly, you can feel your skeleton sliding inside of all of the muscle tissue and various other kinds of tissue that make up your body. You want to get that sliding effect so everything can reorganize itself well. And then you can lie here, and rest in Savasana with a few or several deep breaths that come in and out through the center of your chest. And obviously, you are more than welcome to stay here in Savasana as long as you want. It's your day. It's your life and practice. So do with it what you will. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions about anything I did, please either comment on the video link, or I'm sure you probably have my information. Send me the questions, send me your thoughts, and I'll start answering them one by one. All right. Have a great day.